Couple bottles of liquid potatoes coming right up. Maybe we should find those comfy chairs. I agree. Are you gonna stand? Okay, well, I'm comfy. Got my liquid potato, got something to hug. The accident. Well, to understand everything, we're gonna have to go back to the beginning, or it's not gonna make sense to you, Russet. I wasn't born in Sigil. And I thought everything was wonderful until my mother dropped me off here at the Spicy Potato shortly after my 5th birthday. She found something out about me that she didn't like. And she went to Jas and said, hey, I can't do this. Time's gonna have to raise her. And for a while, I didn't understand. I didn't understand that people dislike and fear shapeshifters. Yeah, I'm a shapeshifter. Or was. It's okay, go on. I'm listening. My mother was a gnome, just like my grandfather. They're amazing craftsmen, but it turned out that my father was a doppelganger and was using his abilities to get information and such from my mother and my family about my grandfather's creations. I mean, they must have loved each other at some point for me to happen. So my grandfather raised me the best he could, and I really liked growing up in Sigil. It wasn't just Sigil. He would take me to the Beastlands. He would take me all sorts of wonderful places when he was getting like ingredients or stuff for his creations. Oh, the Beastlands were my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. So, the accident. I was taking my grandfather lunch. He had been working on this really important project for a really top-notch client. Totally hush-hush, wouldn't even tell me about it. So he was forgetting to eat. He was starting to like get really frail. So I was like, oh. So went in to take him lunch, set down his tray, and then the next thing I know, there was a giant explosion. Now, what you have to understand is that as a shapeshifter, I have really good healing abilities, regenerative abilities. You normally don't need a healer. So when I say that I woke up 6 months after the accident, feeling like I got run over by a rhinoceros, you'll understand how bad the accident was. My grandfather didn't know how I survived. The Weaver didn't know how I survived, but they were glad I did. And when I was getting up out of bed, I tried to change, and I couldn't anymore. I went from like this liquid state where I could just feel and move into different forms to being stuck like this. Not that that's like a really bad thing. I mean, there are worse forms to be stuck in, but that was a big part of my life, and it was gone. And I did have wonderful people supporting me. I had Jas, the Weaver, I had my grandfather, and just when I started to feel good about this and no longer be able to change shape, my grandfather passed away. So it was just like one bad thing on top of another bad thing. It's just really hard to talk about.
That's awful. Can I give you a hug?
Thank you for the hug, Russet. I really needed it. That's the accident. That's what happened. It's just so confusing because Argo said that she never got my letter about his passing, and I know I sent them out. I know I did. And it was so hard to go through that, and nobody showed up. Nobody showed up for his service. I was there. Jas was there. Weaver was there, Captain Cluck. But all those people that my grandfather helped, not even my mother showed up. So now you know.
I know that was really hard for you, and I thank you for telling me. I don't know what to say to make it all better, but I'm here. I'm here.